Good morning, everyone. I think all that had to be said about the topic has already been said. I'll try and be as useful as I can. I think this picture kind of summarizes. Excuse me, can I get this going? Can you hear me? I'll try and summarize what I think is happening in this space from slide changer. Can I get the slide changer, please? From where I look at it, I think never ever in the past before have the mighty been more vulnerable. If you see this image from Gulliver Travels, I think this kind of summarizes the irony of our times is really it's the powerful who are vulnerable. If you don't have a reputation, you want attention. But if you have reputation, you've got everything to lose. Right? And that's one of the most significant learnings that I have. Look at what's happening. These mighty names previously could not be touched. These are the people Kushan was speaking about. Vijay Mallya, Omar Abdullah is under attack on Twitter every day. He does good things, people still question him. We have Barkha, whose problems in some sense kind of continue. The second paradox of our times is a very interesting one. Whoever speaks first is deemed to be telling the truth. This is what I call the revolving door syndrome. One person enters and then everyone else is continuing to enter. There is very little time that people actually have today on finding out the truth. The Anna Hazare movement, if one would call it that, was a classic sign of everyone just continuing and taking a position. Sanjam was talking, not understanding what this issue is all about. We're just getting, and in the course of that action, reputations are getting hurt, sometimes wrongly. Very interesting phenomena of our times is reputation was said to be about your behavior. There was an image which you could create. Reputation you had to earn. You had to earn reputation through how you behaved. And in our online avatars or in our online lives today, as these lines of what is real and what is not real are blurring, we are finding that there are actually sometimes people who don't perhaps exist, or whose personas or whose online behavior is what we are judging or creating or forming our opinion and reputation of basis. It's interesting. It's possibly also very dangerous. So you're being assessed not only for your real actions, but also for your virtual actions. And I think therein lies this big paradox on the future of reputation. Hence, perceived actions could help create virtual reputations. And last but not the least, one was told that reputations are fickle, they take years to earn, but once lost, take a lot of time to build up again. Are we also living, it's a question rather than an answer that I have, is in our times when things are moving as fast, is also the impact on reputation transient? And are people actually clear whether they're talking about image or are they talking about reputation? There's this classic model of reputation that Sanjam was earlier speaking about. We call them the 6 drivers of reputation, usually used for organizations or businesses, where you say if you want a balanced reputation, These are the 6 drivers to focus on. Vision, leadership, products and services. You need to have great vision, leadership. You need great products. Your financial results should be good. It doesn't matter if you are an Apple, but if your financial results are poor, you will have a poor reputation. Then there were these 3 other drivers of reputation, which were the work environment, the community, and the emotional connect that you have, that your organization has with the stakeholders. And in between, if you see, I have diagonally put this virtual line. And if the world a few years ago of business particularly was driven towards managing hard facts of business, or has been about managing hard facts of business, people valued you basis your share price, basis how strong your management was, your products and services. But if you see globally, and now increasingly in India, the focus is moving to these 3, the softer sides of reputation. And it is not by accident that this is happening. There are pressure groups, there are not-for-profits, there are activists. People for the first time are beginning to question the sustainability, or why is it that the organizations, that they're doing what they're doing. And this is bringing a completely new shift in the storytelling, in the things that organizations are beginning to do to now tell the stories of their work that have nothing to do perhaps with business as such, but have everything to do with the stakeholders. So the focus has moved from inside or inside out to outside in. And I said, can we actually articulate all of this into the ABCs of reputation? So what's ABC really? Shivnath spoke about this. All of us have been speaking about it. And we said the first story, the first point of the story is, are you authentic? Or how Shivi said earlier, how different is the reality versus the perception? Now, we're talking about reputation, but let me give you an example of a brand that I spoke about yesterday in my talk on Maggi. And I said, Maggi is a loved brand. But Maggi is a loved brand because it is a brand about instant gratification. So you want to have something quickly, you go and make Maggi. So Maggi can try and become healthier, but Maggi cannot become health food, because that's not authentic. So if I now translate that onto corporate reputation or brand reputation, who you are and what you say you are has to match the reality of who you really are. Sound please. Can I get sound please?
Accusing sportswear manufacturer Nike of encouraging low wages and
this is the Nike
girl makes effect. Most of their shoes in Indonesia and paying them less than 40 cents an hour.
If you're not true to your story, there will be retaliation. And that retaliation can sometimes become bigger than the story that you were trying to tell, is something that you need to remember in the times that we are living in. I saw that this video hasn't gotten loaded, but nonetheless, if any of you can tell me what is this image all about, or if any of you can recall this image. Twister. In the movie Twister, there is this device that they named Dorothy. I love Dorothy. Dorothy goes into a twister and helps you understand the character of this beast. Where is it going to go next? What will it do? What is likely to come in its path? Hence, what will it damage? And what is safe? Now, in the case of a twister, there's precious little that you can do to save yourselves other than run. But in the case of reputation, big data is actually our friend. This is a real analysis of a set of telecom companies on volume. And you'll see that company A has the highest volume. It, however, has also the highest volume of negative conversations. And it has the least number of positive conversations. You'll see further that problems that you thought were actually better in other service providers is not the case. That the problem of network is actually the highest in the company that actually claims to be the best. You can see that big data can actually help you track, with a view like this, a change on sentiment. So now that you have heard what's wrong or right, you can actually go fix. It will take fixing. But you can also then start to use big data to tell what's changed. You can tell, what do people actually think about us? Is the sentiment good? Is it bad? You can create perceptual maps. You can actually see which channels. So in this case, you can see that my official discussion forum has dropped in share from August onwards. You can see that Twitter has consistently remained the most vocal channel for users. You can see that my Facebook page comments have gone, but you can also see that the Facebook user updates have come down. So use big data. And C, last but not the least, organizations have to understand that the days of the pedestal are gone. Just because I stand on the stage does not mean that you cannot also climb the stage, or that I am actually in any way superior. I think what organizations have to learn to do is come down from the stage, literally, and become a part of the community. You have to earn the respect of the people that you're actually trying to work with. And I think that's the most significant change that I am seeing in the environment when we are working with people. To say, organizations do not earn the right to earn the respect unless they were first become one with the community. And I think, client disclaimer, we work with Mahindra on their Spark the Rise program. I think that's what the Spark the Rise program is attempting to do, is first become part of the community of stakeholders that it's trying to work with, and then collaborate and work rather than dictate. Thank you very much.